Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk to Brian Tan. He's a computer science major and student ambassador at the University of Houston. Today, Brian's going to settle the age-old debate and help you decide whether to live on campus or off campus. Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, as you know, at many institutions, incoming freshmen are required to live in the dorms. So, starting there, can you walk me through some of the benefits of living on campus? What was convenient or rewarding about the experience for you?
Yeah, I lived on campus residence halls my freshman year, and the one thing that was super beneficial to me was because, especially here at the University of Houston, dorms were actually located right on campus, so you didn't have to go anywhere far. You didn't have to really drive anywhere to get to class. You could just walk out of the front door of the residence hall, walk about 10 minutes to your building. That's about it. Some classes were actually even held in the residence hall. I remember I had an English class that was on the first floor of my residence hall, so I just went downstairs, took the class, and then came back up and took a nap. So it's really beneficial in that sense. And another sort of convenient thing and rewarding experience was that you got to meet a lot of your friends while living on campus because you essentially planting yourself in a new community. And with that, you'll learn new experiences, make new friends, and definitely make new connections in the long run. That will really help you in however long you're at the university for.
Okay, great. So naturally, next I have to ask you about the drawbacks. What did you not really like about on-campus living?
The one thing I really didn't like about living on campus was that even though it is a convenience to be at yeah, right on the university, it's also sort of a drawback because if you're looking for things to do, especially here at U of H, after, after normal class hours, the university really doesn't have anything else going on. So with that, if you really wanted to go and hang out, you would have to go off of campus. And with that, some students might have cars, some students might not. So it's sort of deal when it comes to that where you would have to find connections that will get you off campus. Another thing is probably the sort of limitations you have on what you can do in the residence halls. If you like to cook at all, here at U of H, all of our on-campus residence halls, even when it comes to the freshman-only residence halls or sophomore and above, the kitchens are not located in the room. So you would have to go and use the communal kitchen outside. Some of our residence halls have communal bathrooms as well. So just to save up on space. So if that's something that you really don't like, then that's something to keep in mind. But again, there are a lot more benefits of on-campus living to drawbacks. I just want to bring attention to that.
Okay, great. And those are things that people can kind of look up beforehand. They can see what the residence halls are like in terms of cooking and all of that. So after freshman or sophomore year, many students opt to live off campus in housing, their houses off campus or in apartments. So before we kind of get into the drawbacks or advantages of that, what are some questions that students should ask themselves before deciding to move out of the dorms? Are there financial questions they should consider? Should they be concerned about how off-campus living might impact their social life? Can you kind of speak to that?
Moving out of the residence halls is going to be that's a pretty big decision, especially if you've been there as a freshman. If you want to, say, live off of campus and sort of have more independence when it comes to your living situation, of course, there are financial questions to ask. Like, do I want to pay it all up front as part of my, do I want to pay as part of my tuition the cost to live on campus? Or do I want to set some money aside to pay monthly rent as well as utilities? So there's a lot of things going on with that. As far as impacting their social life, again, that's all up to for them, for their interpretation. Like if they know that they're going to be someone who's super extroverted and wants to get out a lot, then off campus living might be the best part because you have that freedom just to invite people over and have dinner and go watch TV, watch sports games and stuff like that, once sports games. Or you can have different meetings for social clubs that you wouldn't be worried about if I do something like this or that, the university will get on me on it. So you don't really have that sort of limitations when it comes to on-campus living off campus. So if you're more of an extroverted person, again, I would recommend living off of campus.
Okay, great. So you did speak to this a little bit, but can you kind of go further into what you like about living off campus? Some of the added benefits of that, in addition to maybe being able to have more friends over and the things that you already mentioned.
Off-campus living, what I like about it is that it's actually an apartment. So you'll have your own people that you will choose to live with. You'll have your own kitchen, your own bathroom. Essentially, this whole space is yours, and it's not like if you break this or if you something messes up, then you have to pay the university for it. It's all entirely up to you. I also like the fact that the off-campus living facilities have different amenities as well, especially the ones that are aimed towards student living. They'll have amenities that are based towards helping students study, like full-on study rooms, free printing, free use of the internet downstairs, free PC towers, gym, anything like that. That's what I really like about off-campus. You just have your more choice just to do whatever you please instead of just living on campus and having to buy a meal plan or anything like that. You can cook your own meals here at the apartment.
Great. So, kind of now speaking about what you don't like about it, some of the drawbacks. I know it kind of depends on where you live,
Yeah.
but do you find with having to pay for utilities and stuff, which was all included in on campus living in most colleges, on most campuses, do you find that it's more expensive? Is it more affordable than maybe what you would have to pay for the dorms?
I know specifically for here at the University of Houston, if you live on campus, then you're going to be required to purchase a meal plan, which will, of course, add a little more money to your tuition. It depends on which meal plan you get. So, as far as that, but that gives you the assurance that you'll have access to three meals a day whenever you want. Off campus living, you have your own kitchen. And again, you have a lot more freedom here in off campus living. But one of the drawbacks that I think that comes with living in an apartment is that, let's say that you won't really have access to all of the convenience that you'll have on campus, like close proximity to every building that you can go to class with, close proximity to the union, the student center, close proximity to the gym or anything like that. So living off campus will be sort of cheaper in that aspect. You don't have to pay for a meal plan or anything like that, but it will also maybe accumulate more in, like, let's say if you live far away from campus than paying for gas or paying for any repairs to your car. Utilities of course vary from different complex to different complex, so that could be an added factor. So just some things to watch out for when you decide to live off campus.
Great. So, money aside, if you had to choose, what would you choose? On campus living or off campus?
For me personally, I would choose off campus living because off campus living for me, I don't know. It's just the fact that I thought of like getting my own room, my own bathroom, everything like that. Living in really nice digs, having access to a lot of amenities that the apartment offers, and just being able to sort of make my home mine, decorate everything, just set it up to how I like it without having to fear to like pay the university or anything like that if I accidentally put a thumbtack in the wall. But I would definitely choose off-campus living if, of course, money was no object.
Great. Well, that does it for us here today. Thanks again, Brian, for taking
No
the time to talk
problem.
with
Thank
us.
you guys so much for having me. This was fun.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And for more interviews like this, please subscribe. Have a great day, everyone.